All right, Mal, you got something you want to talk about too, don't you?
Sure.
Kind of.
Kind of.
I've been seeing Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba pop up, and I was like, maybe it's time I finally give it a look-see. I mean, I've seen a lot of people talking about how good the anime is.
It just won Anime of the Year at Crunchyroll Awards.
But I've been rewatching through all of My Hero Academia, so I've been reading the manga while having... Because can't have two animes going at once.
You madman.
I mean, it could be done, but anyway. Yeah, so Demon Slayer, I'm just going to go with the name I can more easily pronounce, is a manga in Weekly Shounen Jump that started in 2016. I remember when it first started because that's when I actually read a lot more manga than I currently do. And at the time, it was like, art's not really for me, but I've put up with it. It's still not my favorite art style, but it's not bad.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit weird looking, in my opinion.
I don't know how to describe it, but
I think UFO Table does it a little bit better.
Yeah, so it's about... Actually, so yeah, it's, let's see, the Wikipedia plot. In the Taisho era Japan, Taijiro Kamado is a kind-hearted and intelligent boy who lives with his family, and he becomes the family's sole source of income after the passing of his father. Everything changes when his family is attacked and slaughtered by a demon. And then him and his sister Nezuko are the sole survivors, and she has become a demon, though she still shows some signs of human emotion and thought. She hasn't fully succumbed to being a demon. And
she's got the scroll in her mouth.
No, it's just a piece of bamboo. And then after an encounter with Gyu Tomioka, a demon slayer, he's recruited to also become a demon slayer and help his sister become human again. So yeah, it's
the story that spanned 1,000 L5R characters.
It is a shonen. Very much so. It's a lot of fighting. It's mystical. He fights with.
He's got like water powers, right?
Yeah, he uses something called they use breaths. It's all like a breathing technique to like speed up your blood and make you stronger and stuff. I don't know.
Like
exactly.
It's kind of like stylized, isn't it? They're not like literally like he's not slashing with water. It's more of like an aesthetic thing, right?
Correct. Although later I can't quite tell. It's hard because at one point there's something that involves fire, and I can't tell if it's actually on fire or not.
Yeah.
But all the demon powers involve are a lot more real. Yeah, the human sword fighting techniques are all represented like breath of water, breath of thunder, or lightning, or breath of sound, breath of love. Yeah, they all have different techniques based on like his a waterfall jar and spinning water wheel. But so yeah, usually there'll be like aesthetically, there'll be water around. There's no actual water. So I don't know. It's like, for me, it's just good enough to keep reading. I'd probably like the anime more, but also after reading it, I'm not sure if, based on the story, if it's really the thing I want to.
If you want to like consume it again, basically.
Yeah. I don't know. I bet the fight scenes are really cool.
I mean, I've seen
and there
GIFs
are
of them.
a lot of fight. There's a lot of fighting. So basic spoilers of the entire like the way the manga is laid or the way the story goes is fight a demon, has to rest after being beaten to a pulp, does some training, repeat.
So Bleach.
It's about right, pretty much, yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, there's not a lot of time for like individual character growth. It's more of like it just keeps introducing new characters. And despite being a shonen jump, like it's a shonen, it is not afraid to kill people, like compared to a lot of other shonens I've read, which is interesting. it is definitely darker than your more typical shonen stuff you'd find, like Fairy Tail. God, that one's like the worst, I think. Of like never killing anyone.
Let's not talk about Fairy Tail, shall we?
Okay.
All right. But Mal, you have to answer the most important question of all.
Okay.
Have you gotten to the butterfly waifu yet?
Yes.
All right. Is she an actual cool character?
Like,
I like her little robe. It looks like butterfly wings. So aesthetically cool.
I think, yeah. She doesn't...
Kocho? Is that her name? Shinobu?
I don't know.
She's, again, there's not... Outside of him, his sister, and then sometimes his two friends that he picks up along the way, there's not a lot of other like it's like a character shows up for an arc and then goes away.
Is Inosuke as cool as all the memes make him seem to be?
Who?
Inosuke.
Oh yeah, he's pretty hilarious at least.
Boar bro.
Yep, he was raised by boars, so he wears a boar head like a mask. And under it, he is a very pretty boy. And he's hilarious because he does not give a fuck. Yeah, he's just, I don't know. He's not the brightest bulb. Yeah.
He's just like, he doesn't have like powers, right? He's just like a raw fighter guy.
He uses Breath of the Beast.
Oh, does he?
Which is self-taught, I believe.
It's kind of weird too, because if I remember correctly, like he does it in the beginning, but then he almost never does it later on. Like he just never does Breath of the Beast. And
no, he uses it.
Does he? No, are you sure? Because I don't remember him doing it until like, he only shows up. He does it, and then later on when he gets into other.
No, whenever they fight, it's like it'll be like Breath of the Beast, third Fang, which instead of techniques, his are labeled fangs, I believe. And then it does the thing. Like he has moves. He uses moves.
I know he does moves.
Another guy who comes off kind of similar, samesies, who has no breath, and he just uses the power gun. And he also eats demons. But yeah, he has no breath ability, and that's a whole thing. But he's pretty cool too. Mostly just because he shoots people. I do like the era, like it's the Taisho era, so it's like 12, 15-ish, I think, is the time set, or not 12, 19, 15-ish.
When like Sakura Wars is set.
What? Oh, Sakura Wars? Yeah, so it's definitely a time period that is rarely used in like anime and manga. They are not supported by the government. Which comes up very rarely, but they're like sometimes someone will be like, "Hey, you've got a sword. Come back here," and they have to run away. But yeah, so like there's guns, there's trains. Like Japan's starting to get more technological.
Yeah. I think it's the era after the Meiji era. I can't remember. There might be one in between them.
It's the era right after the Meiji. Is the one that takes place in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's. I don't know, that's probably the most interesting thing I find about it is the fact that the era it's in. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I think it seems like the mangaka had a lot of like cool ideas for like different like techniques and all that sort of thing and demons. So he just kind of goes from one to the next.
Yeah, just not like the greatest storyteller, basically.
Yeah, like I have like the character, there's as I said, there's very little character growth. Instead, you just meet new characters.
It is a little bit. It is a bit repetitive.
Yeah.
I didn't care for the fact that like the one guy who's always crying until he
asleep. He knows one move. He knows Breath of Lightning. Number one, the first technique or whatever.
Clap of thunder.
That's all he can do, and he can only use it while he's asleep. Once he falls asleep, he becomes a good fighter.
Yes, and I really wish they would move past his scary catness, though. Yeah, seriously,
they don't.
Yeah, they don't. I know. I really wish he did.
Does it do the thing where he's like, "I've learned my lesson now," but then he stays the same?
No, he's just whenever anything bad starts happening to him, eventually he passes out, he fights, and then when he wakes up, he's like, "What happened? I'm all beat up." And then he's still afraid of everything happening around.
Is it played for laughs, kind of?
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda. But the problem is that like if you keep much like
Again,
in real life,
there's no character growth.
you tell the same fucking joke and it gets dull after a while.
Oh yeah, sure. Yep, I understand.
Have you only watched the anime or?
I've only watched the anime.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I haven't fully read it. I think I've got like 30 chapters left. There's like 190, I think. Because
I just know that
weekly,
like
so it's been out for a while.
I just know that like from what I saw of it, it's like I kind of knew it was happening because it reminds me of ReZero. The same. It suffers the same issue is that the character, faces a problem and then he becomes a whiny punk ass bitch, and then he eventually mans up and solves the problem, and then he returns back to being oh no, I'm insecure. And I mean, I don't mean to be harsh about it, but that's I don't like regressing characters. I think it is the
main character actually is like fine.
The main character's fine. Yeah, he's fine. The problem is everybody else. Yeah. And you can't.
He's very sweet. And because he shows emotions when he has to kill demons, and everyone don't feel sorry for them. And he's like, but they used to be human. And it does do it. It usually it'll give you like basically when it kills a demon, there'll be like a chapter or something dedicated to before they like when they were human to like humanize the villains, which is interesting. But yeah, the side characters are definitely hit and miss.
Yeah, I will say if you're watching the anime and you haven't been there yet, let me tell you, I think it's episode 19. Oh man, that's a solid episode. That I actually told a buddy to go watch it, and I said just watch it and get to 19. Just told him like it's like don't worry, just watch it and get up to episode 19, and it'll have been worth the ride. Whether you liked it or not, episode 19 will make you feel happy.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
UFO table does good stuff. For 5
it was
cents.
that was the funny part. I was like, it's really funny too because like he said it's not really my cup of tea, and I said like I promise you, dude, you will like it. If I said even if you don't care for these episodes, just get to this episode.
Yeah, it was kind of surprising because
it was really good.
It definitely feels like the dude is just like trying to get. I don't know. It's weird. The fights are very long and drawn out, though not like paced badly necessarily.
Yeah.
But like he like introduces, he's just like, these are the strongest demons. And then they're like, okay, you've killed like a lot of them. Like, or just started going through like all the lower level and now here there's only a couple high level ones left. It's like, man, I just kind of expected that to be more drawn out and just starts going.
It's like, what, are we halfway through the story now?
Except at the same time, it's been going on for 3 years, so it's not like I don't know. It's just weird because like after the arc is done, which is each arc is basically fighting a demon. It's like and they train and he had to rest for 2 weeks and they trained for 2 months, and so like it goes through time very quickly. Like outside it, like I don't know. It's weird. The pacing is
pacing for time is not really well shown.
Yeah, it's like, oh, his sister became a demon. Then he trained for a year while she slept. It's like, what?
That's literally how it goes.
Yeah, they usually don't time.
That's literally like it's just like a page in the manga is like that's the description.
Yeah, that's
also I don't know why. I mean, I guess people just love her because she's cute. But Nezuko has zero character. She can't do anything except like she gets mad when her brother's in trouble, but she can't because she doesn't speak. She's most of the time asleep in a box. Like, she's got no character, but people love her.
It's because she's the cute, adorable.
Right. She's got because she can shape. She can grow up. She can make herself small and make herself tall. So people love her when she's tiny with the bamboo in her mouth.
It's must be super convenient to have the power of my travel size
form. Well, because demons are weak to the sunlight, so she has to stay in a box the whole time.
Yeah, it's
he carries her on her back.
I honestly,
stuff.
I knew people were really, really into her when I was first seeing it crop up, and I thought like to myself when I started finally watching it after months later on, I was watching it and I was like, huh, is she gonna ever say like anything?
Nope.
And she never does. She says maybe like a line here or there,
Yeah,
but that's like in the middle of a fight, and it's only like one thing.
I was surprised at how little like she actually does in the
Yeah,
manga after like seeing her everywhere. Like
Yeah.
she has some cool moments in fights, but outside of that, like she's literally like almost always in a box.
I just don't understand why, and I don't know if it's
She
just because
doesn't eat humans. So for some reason she's able to sleep instead of eat humans to keep like not starve or whatever, like to regain her energy.
which is really weird. It doesn't really explain like why she's any different.
Yeah,
But I'm sure there'll be a plot point that
yeah,
comes up
later.
some point in the future that's like, here's why.
Sort of. It's only hinted at it, even as far as I'm in the manga.
Really?
Like, or at least it's sort of giving you a reason, but not. It's not solid yet. Like we don't know. I don't know how to describe it without like just spoiling everything.
Well,
so.
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of wish. It's a very weird relationship with this anime because I think like, or this I should say not anime, this manga, where I like it. It's enjoyable when it's on its good moments, but there's a lot of things about it that are just subpar.
Yeah. Right.
And
which again for me it's like it's just good enough to keep going.
Yeah, that
like once I catch up, I'm not going to keep up weekly with it. I'll probably wait like another year or something.
Yeah,
binge it again or something.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's just good enough.
And yeah, I am sure the anime is awesome for just because it's so fight heavy and it's Ufotable.
I would say I watched only the anime and I'm getting the same impression that you got. It's
right, but at least at least the fights are probably a lot cooler.
Yeah, the fights are fun. They're fun to watch. Although honestly, there's not. I don't know how to say this. Is like they kind of still follow like the general summary. It's like, oh, it's an episode. The character like you hear his backstory a bit as he fights or tries to survive, and then eventually he gets a bit stronger, or he finds the weakness, or he finds a way to beat it, and then rinse and repeat and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
It's generally not like it's not. I would almost argue it's like generally put, even the fight scenes themselves are not like particularly spectacular. I mean, it's good action scenes, but they're not like there's not something like special about them. Episode 19 was just really good in general, just because of like that was like I really think the fullest moment where both the music and the actual combat that was going on was generally both went really well. Along with like the acting and whatnot that went into it, but it just a lot of things came together to make that scene what it was and make it really good. But that was the only scene that was super good. So
yeah, it's just for being as popular as it was. I was just surprised at how much I didn't care for it as much as I thought I might.
I was very underwhelmed
considering how much I used to just binge like Shounen Jump stuff. Anyway, like. I mean, I guess I've just grown up.
I guess I've just grown up and gotten jaded.
I'm gonna be 11 forever.
It's the depression. Just sapped all my motivation to read.
I don't know, man. Why even bother living? Honestly, that's a lot of work.
I just noticed you turned your cat avatar 90 degrees.
Wait, did you seriously?
Earlier today, yeah, like at the start of today.
Oh my god, dude.
Soon it'll be popping out from the rot.
I know. He's gonna get this again. He's gonna put it back upside down.
I want to see if we can end this episode right on 60 minutes.
Well, what is our time at?
We got
58 on the dot right now.
Well, we can start wrapping up. I mean,
I mean, your outro takes like 5 minutes anyway.
Give it a try. You might like it. You might not.
There you go. All right, everyone. This has been episode 101 of Podcast of Five Rings, your source of enlightenment in the realm of video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast of Five Rings releases Sundays on iTunes and day by day on YouTube. Check us out on Twitter, Podcast 5R, Facebook, PVR Podcast, Meta and Lily Stream, twitch.tv/PSO Flow, and Tets's blog, The Geeky Spirit. And
I wonder if he still even does anything there.
I don't know.
haven't looked in a while.
I haven't either.
I'll ask him about it tomorrow.
He's a busy man.
Yeah.
Very
All
busy.
right.
Well, we got
That's it.
70 seconds.
So we're just gonna vamp for time.
How about them airplane
Apples.
food?
How about
okay.
voice acting? Huh, Meta? Are you excited?
I'm excited.
Are you excited to write scripts and voice act?
I'm ready for it.
All right. No one has any idea what we're talking
Nope.
about.
We're just
No,
gonna
they
keep
don't.
talking.
Just
and then
know
at
that
60,
we're
he's gonna
working
cut
on
us
a
off
potential voice
regardless
acting
of what we're
project for
saying.
Meta.
It's a voice acting project for me. I might go and be a star.
And Meta
don't
moved
think
to
it's gonna do
Austin and starred in Demon Slayer.
I'm gonna
Season
snort tons
5.
of cocaine and my downfall from stardom.
As long as you have it planned out.
Yeah, I got it planned out. I got
It's
it mapped
important to
out.
have a plan.
a plan of your downfall.
My
That's a word.
my exit out of the rock star life will be through through terrible drug addiction.
Well, I guess we'll see you guys next time, and we're gonna
All right,
try
later.
to end on this. I'm gonna tell you bye in 5
Bye.
seconds. See you
Bye.
all later.
Why you like the subs?